Stories about a local celebrity now using her fame to try to change the very place she earned it, Hollywood.
Anne Mahoney is a former star on The Walking Dead, and she just launched a new podcast in New Orleans. And it's demanding change in the way beauty is perceived and portrayed, and how women are treated in an environment in which far too many victims are coming forward to say, "Me too." Here's Karen Swenson.
He went out pretty far. They might not be back today.
Fans of The Walking Dead still mourn the loss of Olivia, the character mercilessly bullied for her weight, who brought so much heart to the show. Played by New Orleans native Anne Mahoney, it was the role that changed her career.
Can you go anywhere where people don't recognize you?
No. And it's awesome and it's creepy.
Maddie's really the miracle.
Killed off last season, Mahoney is now looking forward to future roles.
Nobody talks about him much.
But not like the frumpy characters her agents have suggested so far.
So I said, I want you submitting me for roles where they say they're beautiful and they're attractive and they're sexy because I am.
Tired of an industry in which beauty is defined by weight and less is more, Mahoney is using her newfound fame to speak out.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Eye of the Beholder with Anne Mahoney.
Eye of the Beholder is Anne's new baby. After her husband and 2 young kids, the weekly podcast is her priority now.
My #1 goal is to inspire women. #1.
The podcast explores body image and how warped it can get, especially in and because of Hollywood.
If I gained a little weight over the holidays, it bugs me a lot more than it should.
On this day, Mahoney and actress Carrie Cahill, whom you may remember from Walking Dead or Free State of Jones.
They're gonna take my hogs.
No, they ain't.
Because we got nothing for the winter.
They ain't gonna take your hogs.
Recall struggles with perception.
In high school, I remember people being like, oh, well, but you gotta be like a size 2 to make it in Hollywood, don't you?
And real-life struggles.
So we all did the final callback, and in front of the other 2 girls, whose names I will never forget, Jessica and Lolly, they said to me, "You're the best answer for this role, but we're not giving you the part because you're too fat."
And as hard as it was to hear that, consider this.
And I was 9.
This was Anne then, far too thin to be called heavy, and far too used to be calling fat, by the very teachers preparing her for a life on stage.
They had been on my case about my weight from the time I was 4 and 5 years old.
When you hear you're too heavy, even when you're not, does it start becoming part of who you think you are?
Yes. Yes.
And Mahoney says the recently exposed culture of sexual assault and harassment in Hollywood can take an even deeper toll on body image.
How common is the casting couch today?
It's everywhere.
While she says she's been fairly immune to it, she knows others have not. There are the alleged big-name offenders like Harvey Weinstein and Louis C.K., but also no-name colleagues who got away with it for years.
And one of the actors in it would constantly slap my butt.
Carrie Cahill says she confronted her aggressor years ago in front of a whole cast, only to be castigated herself by management who said she should protest in private.
So let me get this straight. He's allowed to slap my ass in public, but I'm not allowed to tell him to stop in public?
Both Carrie and Anne are now demanding Hollywood change.
This is the big thing. You have got to listen to women and you've got to believe them.
Pointing to recent hits like Hidden Figures, they know women can crush the box office, but they need consumers to demand leading ladies who reflect reality and management to respect them.
When are you going to start taking me seriously as a woman who is beautiful and attractive and give me those roles? I want them.
And Mahoney says if Hollywood doesn't write the roles, she will. In fact, she's already producing her own pilot. Stay tuned. Karen Swenson, Eyewitness News.
And you can find Anne Mahoney's podcast, Eye of the Beholder, on iTunes, Stitcher, and other podcast platforms.